Now, a Hutch's weather update with meteorologist Hutch Johnson.
And hello, everyone. I hope your Monday is going good as we glide through the 4 o'clock hour on what turned out to be a super frigid morning, with some areas right here just north of Fargo dropping down to some significant temperatures below zero, 5 to 10 below. Wind chills were pretty brisk to start our day, but we're on the up and up. But we really have what we call a progressive pattern in our weather. That means fast changes, some ups, some downs, none of the highs too crazy high, none of the lows too crazy low. And because the systems are progressive and moving fast, they don't sit in one place and deliver a whole bunch of snow for any one specific area. So as you sign on and watch me here from Hutch's Weather on YouTube, I invite you to drop your questions if you have specific questions about the weather right here. That's the beauty of it. We'll answer those as we go along. But for now, let's get right to the basic details of what we're seeing across our area on the radar and current conditions. First and foremost, those conditions are cold, and we have these shots of flaky weather across the region that aren't showing up too great on the radar. I'll make this up full screen here so you can see in the Red River Valley and beyond. Let's take a look at this right now. There's nothing showing up on the radar, but we know there's been snowflakes flying today. Why? What's going on? Well, here's the explanation meteorologically. From the radar, the beam goes up at an angle above the ground. And in the wintertime, we don't have those towering, tall, thick clouds like cumulonimbus or thunderstorm type clouds. The radar can see those for literally well over 100 miles away. Because the beam goes up in the winter, we get these shallow clouds. So the beam can sometimes overshoot those clouds that are a distance from the radar. It could be snowing all day long in some spots, as a matter of fact, and the radar can have trouble picking up that activity. Here are a few snow showers that have been passing through the area today. One of the areas is up here in Lake of the Woods. Now, in and around Lake of the Woods, we've got this huge body of water up here. The wind is out of the north. So the air blowing out of Canada that is cold flows over this warmer body of water that evaporates water very quickly into the air. And that means downwind from the lake, we can get what are called lake effect snows. And we're likely seeing some of that taking place right now. So if you're in Badette or anywhere between Badette and War Road off Highway 11, we could have some very intense snow showers in isolated locations. Now, a look at the Minnesota DOT site did not show any areas of specific concern, but we know they're going on there. And there is one camera out there in Minnesota that I can point to that has shown from time to time a few flakes of snow. It's a little bit east of you in Badette. So we'll keep our eyes on that. If you're traveling up in that area, keep in mind you may run into some lake effect snow. And by the way, this can go for any large body of water. Yes, even the Red Lakes are large enough for that. So downwind from the Red Lakes, the wind's coming out of the north. So we could see isolated areas near Shotley picking up some. This is going to be more likely if we get more of a west or northwest wind, because then the air will be over the Red Lake longer. Do you see how these lakes extend more west to east than north to south? But that said, there still could be some areas that are hiding from the radar that are delivering some lake effect snows. Now, elsewhere across the region, I'll have to turn on a different radar so we can see. But I can tell you that we do have some snow showers along the Highway 83 corridor, north of Minot in towards Rugby on Highway 2. That's the Denby area there. These extend all the way down into Sheridan area, McCluskey for you, down into the Burley and Kidder County area, Steele and points east of Bismarck and Mandan. So all in all, we do have a few showers showing up, some of the heaviest of which are rolling through the Brentford area in parts of northeast South Dakota. This is heading in the general direction of Huron at this time, with those northerly winds driving in the cool air tonight. Now, let's talk about the weather, shall we, and the forecast. And we've kind of covered the basics right now. Let's take a quick peek at our temperatures right away to give you an idea of what we have going on. The wind is decreasing out to the west, but we still have gusty winds in the valley and points east. And out to the west is where we see the mildest, not the wildest of temperatures. We have a near 30-degree reading for many areas. In fact, Minot is at 29. It's 30 up in the max area. As we look down out towards Harvey, it's 21. And our temperatures continue to fall as we go into Valley City. It's 18. For Fargo, 16 right now, 14 Moorhead. For Grand Forks and Crookston, we have 17 in Grand Forks and Crookston at, well, 12 degrees. Still still chilly in Thief River at 9 degrees. Babe the Blue Ox is at 10. And we have 32 degrees showing up in Baudette and 11 in the International Falls area. So questionable reading there from the Baudette gauge, as all the gauges around there are significantly colder than that particular reading. So we do have Park Rapids at 12 degrees. Brainerd Lakes area, 16 degrees for you. Little Falls, 14. And even in the Twin Cities, it's dropped precipitously with temperatures in the teens. That's your now weather. Let's talk about what's going to happen in your forecast with Hutch's weather. I'm looking for questions. I don't see any at this particular time, but again, if you have them, let me know what they are, and you can always throw a comment in there as well if there's something that you'd like to see. We'll turn the radar off and let's get right to the forecast information. First and foremost, there's going to be a wind shift tonight. This is by midnight, by the way, and we're going to have a precipitous fall of temperatures in the Red River Valley in western Minnesota, where we're going to drop like a 2-ton heavy thing by midnight to sub-zero readings. So be prepared for that. Again, it's that time of year where you want to have that survival kit on board. As we head into the overnight hours, we're going to see a wind shift in the western part of North Dakota. Southerly winds will develop and temperatures will be on the up and up. This is at midnight. What happens by morning? We will see temperatures rise in most of our western counties. By daybreak, we're expecting some near 30-degree readings in the western Dakotas. We'll be back above zero here in the Red River Valley, teens in the Cheyenne and James River valleys. Now, it's still going to be a chilly start to your day in parts of western Minnesota, but at least most of the area close to the Red River Valley here will be back to zero or above zero. The sub-zero purple blob that you see out here will be shifting off to the east, and away it goes. Now, what does this mean for Fargo? Okay, out the door you go, 6 a.m., and it does look like it'll be chilly, 5 degrees, but at least it's above zero. There'll be a little bit of a breeze, but we're undergoing a wind shift, so it'll be light and variable wind speed, and the direction will be somewhat variable as it switches around from north to south through the morning. Sub-zero at midnight, warming about 5 degrees by 6 a.m., and we continue that warming right throughout the day. Sunrise, by the way, at the top here for you, 7:48, your average low 15, so a well below average kind of day. Now, by the time we get to your afternoon, those breezy winds pick up. Our western counties and the central Dakotas, even into the James River Valley, will have gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour out of the south, bolstering your temperatures up into the 30s. Check that out as you see the 40-degree readings around the Bismarck to Minot area. Here in the valley, because we're lower terrain, that cold, dense air parks here, and it's a little harder to scrub out. We're going to still warm up, though. I'm expecting some low to mid 30s for our afternoon, still in the mid and upper 20s in Minnesota. The far northern counties, there's a chance for some early flakes. We're talking mid-morning through the very early part of the afternoon. This should not accumulate too much, but again, we could have some of you in and around Lake of the Woods getting some of those lake effect style snow showers. Summarize that forecast, Hutch. Okay, we'll do that. 35 in Fargo for your afternoon temperature. Sunset for 42. 32 is your average high for this time of the year. And again, that wind will pick up. In Fargo, I think we'll gust over 20 miles per hour at times. The strongest of the winds, though, out in the western part and central part of North Dakota. So if you're in Jamestown, if you're in Devil's Lake, you'll have a better chance at seeing some more gusty winds. As promised, Wednesday looks wonderful as we warm. And we've got a full bucket of awesome sauce in the forecast out there, and it looks great as temperatures will be very nice. Back down to cooler weather. Notice that we have these progressive fast-hitting systems. Tuesday, flakes, far northern Minnesota. Same thing Thursday, a small chance of some flying flakes, and those could, I don't think accumulate, but be most impactful near the international border. Then a break as we cool off on Friday. And then again, breezy with passing clouds on Saturday and Sunday with a chance of a snow shot for Monday. But this snow shot is a warm front pushing our way, and temperature's going to go right back up after that warm front moves through here. Both models are showing that. All right, I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. Thank you for subscribing to Hutch's Weather. Make sure you subscribe right here. Share with your friends that Hutch is still doing weather. I still run into people in the community here asking, are you retired? No. I'm doing what I love, and I'm glad to do it for you. Thanks again for watching. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. You're watching Hutch's Weather. We'll keep you updated right here on my YouTube channel, and you can follow me on Facebook as well. Search Hutch Johnson, Chief Meteorologist.